All right, so we can cool here with the band Awaken. How you guys doing, man?
Pretty good, dude.
We're doing good, man. How are you?
I can complain, but who's going to listen? You know.
Exactly.
So we're here to talk about the new release, Graveyards. Man, tell me a little bit about the song.
It's the newest edition on the album. We had the album pushed back with the label group and everything, and had this time. It was kind of sitting there, and me and Dustin always have kind of a creative flow working. And he's like, "Dude, let's get together and write another song." And so it's definitely the newest edition, and then we ended up liking it better than the other single choice that we had, and went ahead and put it out. So yeah, real happy with how it turned out.
It's got to be different, man, not knowing how to release an album during these pandemic times. You know, I mean, you got everything set up in your head, you got plans, and now everything gets changed by a whim.
Well, we were going to release it originally in July, but they were like, no, let's not do that. And here we are going to release it in February. So, I mean, it got pushed back. What's that, 6 months, 8 months? So,
now during that time, you got this album's written, the songs are done. Do you guys keep on writing new music? I mean, you guys got to be ready for another album already.
Well, we've done acoustic sessions. We've kept ourselves occupied. We've done uh, come up with a few cover ideas to do in the future. We recorded this song. We actually reworked some old ones, had some remixing and remastering done on a few of the older ones, trying to get it, since we had the time,
Right.
spend a little bit more time to get it perfected. So
I try not to come down here and start writing too much because then I'll be like, let's
yeah.
release, it'll be just right back to back. Because me recording everything at my own house, I can get it all done and then I don't have to worry about it. So I have to kind of force myself not to do that stuff. So it's been interesting to say at least. So
Yeah, it's got to be a crazy time for your clients. All right, man, don't do any work. I know I got
that's,
this in my head.
that's literally what I've had to do is just let's not do anything. Let's just I'll stay upstairs because I come down
Yeah.
here. I mean, it's hours go by and I'm like, dang it, I'm 3 songs.
We do. We accidentally write too fast sometimes, and like he said, if he don't stay away from it, he'll give me a call. I'll be out doing something different, and he'll give me a call and go, "Dude, I just wrote a killer song," and I'm like, "Oh, why'd you do that? Okay, let me come put something on it." And then if we weren't careful, yeah, this would have been a double disc, but we just kind of you know held ourselves down from it.
See, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm so grateful that everyone's putting out all this music. The only thing I'm worried about is by the time that you guys are allowed to get back on the road and tour, you're going to have two, three albums by the time.
That's what I hope doesn't happen. Because we're itching to play some of these songs that we have on this album. And with the last album, we didn't get to really play a lot, because it was, we didn't expect to write an album during quarantine. I don't think anybody did, so it's been interesting for sure.
So
I
what's
mean, that's the. Oh, okay, you go ahead.
no, go yours. I got.
No, I was gonna say, like, a lot of people may not realize, like, our last album was 2019. So I mean, we had just basically got done with it and played a few shows with it, and then everything happened, and then we were just like, well, let's just write another one. So
Keep those gears moving.
So what I was going to say is, I mean, what's the approach like marketing wise? I mean, is it just keep on pumping out these singles to keep the fans going and know the name Awakening and what you guys are capable of?
I mean,
basically, yeah.
that's kind of been our thought process with talking with the label group and stuff and everything is, let's continue to push singles every, few months until we actually figure out the release date, because we knew we were going to release it in 2021 just because we knew 2020 was kind of a flop and a lot of the albums that we've been hearing down the line from similar bands and things like that haven't done so well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hoping, everything clears back up by spring, summer, and stuff like that, so people can get back out on the road. So you're not looking at touring on an album that you did a year and a half ago, So
now, with the two of you guys, are you guys close to each other? I mean, can you guys actually converse in person? Or
Yeah, we're the two that we live 5 minutes away. The drummer is about 3.5 hours, and the bass player is about 5 hours. So
Yes.
we're the two that's in the kind of the hometown where the band started, and we do a lot of the studio writing and stuff. And the other guys kind of come in when we can get them down here.
See, it's got to be interesting having to, do what you're doing right now. Is you two are able, at least you two are able to get together and do that. But filling in the rest of the band members has got to be a bit of a problem.
Well, we
Well,
try
we
to have weekends too that we get everybody down here and kind of collaborate, just to say, hey, how's it going? Love you. Stay over there, kind of thing.
what's actually cool and kind of different about graveyards, it's a little more special to us, is and a lot of people don't realize this. Me and Dustin have always, like, on the previous records, at least the last two, we basically write and record everything. Like, Dustin lays down all the instruments, and we've always had the other guys like play with us live. But instead of having people drive hours in, he basically lays down the parts. With this one, we wanted, like, to make more special, and, like, hey, and our drummer actually came in, recorded the drums, our bass player sent us the bass parts. So Chase and Jimmy got to be a part of this song. So this song is actually the full band, but a lot of previous Awaken music is just two people, and people don't realize that.
That's pretty cool, man. That's definitely interesting to know. So who's doing your videos for you guys right now? I mean, I noticed that this Graveyards is a lyric video, but it's got some pretty cool visuals to back it.
Jacob Glover, we got him through Allison and Dennis with the label group. They connected us with him. I used to do all of our older stuff, and I kind of I'm my own worst critic with things, and I kind of wanted to get a different take on it. Like, I don't want to do my own. I kind of want to let it go, see somebody else's perspective on it. And he's done a great job. He did this one, and then our last one, The Veil.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looked really cool. I dug the visuals there for sure. Now, with the album Monsters and Machines, is that coming out this month or?
Yeah, the 26th.
Yeah, February 26th will be the release.
Well, it's funny. I mean, I have the date in front of me. I'm just making sure.
It could change. We don't know.
Exactly.
As far as we know, it's coming out, but everything's been sent off for officially, so it should be out.
So
the pre-order's up, so it has to. So.
That's what I was about to ask. It said the pre-order's out there, right?
Yeah, you can do tracks with the pre-order. If you do it through like Apple Music, I think everything else is just like a, pre-order. I don't know how Spotify works. I don't use it, so.
Now, are you guys doing actual hard copies too? Can you get a CD or is it just digital?
We're planning on it. With COVID and everything that kind of stuff is kind of up in the air. I mean, we're probably eventually going to happen, especially if we like go out and do shows and stuff this summer and stuff. We're going to have hard copies. It probably won't be on the release though, because we'd like to do vinyl too. But like I said, with everything happening, all that stuff is kind of backed up everywhere. So we're trying to play that card, I guess.
Well, what's crazy is I heard they don't have the materials to actually.
I think that's part of it, because the plastic and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff gets shipped overseas and here. So prices have skyrocketed. Same with like building materials. If you want to go build a house right now, it's going to cost you 3 times more than it would have.
Right.
Last year. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just interviewed Mark Farner from Grand Funk Railroad, and he has a live DVD that was supposed to come out next week from Chile with Love, and he just got the word that they don't have anything to make the DVDs. It got pushed all the way back into April because there's no.
That makes sense. That's crazy.
It is, man. It's it's hard enough for you guys as a musician right now as it is not being able to tour and do things. Now you guys can't get the materials to put out CDs and stuff.
Well, we have like vendor jobs that we do outside of, that we're able to do, with the band. And I know I've had trouble getting some of my product, and I know Chad has too. So hadn't just affect the band side as it has affected everything kind of all the way around.
So you guys mentioned that you might do some covers in the future. Do you guys got any tracks in mind, or?
Yeah, we've thrown a few ideas around.
I'll generally track a few things to see how it's going to work. I'm going to change the tuning of this and this, that, and the other, and what tends to work we'll use, and what tends to work we won't use. I mean, we actually were doing the cover of Zombie before Bad Wolves ever even decided to do it, and had it been playing it for years. And then they come out with it, and we're like, well, dang it, we never got.
We're like, whoops. So now if we did it, we would just look like we were copying them. I mean, we played at several live shows and everything. So,
well, I mean, they just broke up, so you guys might get an opportunity to jump on it.
there you go.
That is true. Yeah.
So how do you guys interact with your fans right now during these times? I mean, you guys are doing concerts and stuff online or anything like that?
We've done.
We do.
Go ahead.
Yeah. We've been doing like live acoustic sessions with some of our kind of bigger songs from the past and a few new ones. We want to be able to, you know, throw a few covers in there when we decide which ones we're actually going to do. We're real active on Facebook, YouTube, things like that. Just trying to do things to keep, you know, we may throw in a few Facebook lives here and there, keep things going. Yeah, it's definitely odd times.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
It's got to be different not having the crowd to feed off of when you guys are playing too.
No, exactly.
I've been watching a lot of these live concerts from bands that I love, like Heaven Dust and stuff like that, and they were talking about how weird it was. They're sitting there playing, and they're so used to having, you know, feedback from the crowd, and they're just playing in a room by themselves with cameras. Like, it's the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah, for sure.
Like filming a music video, I guess, but you kind of have to interact because you're actually talking to people. So it's interesting. We thought about doing something like that, doing like a live feed of like a show and stuff like that, and that's something we're still toying around with. It's just hard to get not everybody together. That's an easy thing, but getting the production and everything involved and taking the necessary steps, and you know, because we live right outside Nashville, and Nashville has been shut down, and you know, of course, you know, they're starting to open some things back up. So that's what we're hoping to do.
So have you guys played any shows since the pandemic started at all or no?
No, we've been just straight writing and recording this whole time, other than our other stuff that we do.
In our city, in our in Nashville, nothing's really been open. Up until just recently, they've started open some of the, you know, like bars and honky tonks downtown, which we would not fit in with. But
see, I mean, that's got to be crazy when you think about the things. I mean, there's only certain states right now that are letting you play. I mean, you got to think, is it worth it for me to take the trip all the way out there to play wherever, a bar? You know what I'm saying?
well, and also social distancing. Like they're having shows like in Nashville at like the Grand Ole Opry and stuff, but they're only selling like 50 tickets or whatever, 100, whatever. And people are having to space everything out, and they're having to go through so many measures. Is it really worth it?
Yeah.
That's kind of my thought process. It's like, you know, you go to play for the people, and if people can't come, why are you going? You know, you know, it's a lot of processes and a lot of things to do to get through to make those things happen. So
see, like in my area, I'm in New York here, and they're talking about, we have a minor league baseball team here. They want to use the field for the band to play and have everyone seated, but they're only going to let in, you know, a few hundred people, and it's something that holds a couple thousand. So that's going to be weird looking, especially for you as a performer looking out and seeing, you know, pieces of people.
Yeah, that's awkward. I guess that's what all the football players are going through right now. Imagine those WWE guys. I don't know.
No, right?
They're going out there and performing in front of screens. Yeah, with fake crowd noises. It's so awkward. I have to watch it with my kids sometimes.
The football was saying, you know, when we hear the crowd noises when they had no crowds, they can't hear it. Only we could. They did that for us. So like you can go back and watch them playing in football, and you can hear they'll be talking on the sidelines, and you can hear the quarterback go hut, 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 and it's just like quiet, and they're all like, "This is so weird."
You know, it's funny that you mentioned wrestling. My kid's 9, and you know he loves it. But ever since
that's how mine is.
There's been nobody allowed in there. It's so different watching it. Just like, you know, it's.
I know.
I know they were terrible actors before, but now without a crowd to feed off.
I was watching part of the Royal Rumble with him, and I'm just like, this is so like it's not even exciting to see who number 30 is. Nobody's cheering, you know. It's so awkward.
Oh yeah, man. You know, it's crazy. It just feels like everyone's getting cheated out of parts of
Mhm.
life now. You know what I mean?
Life, yeah.
Imagine the bands
It
that released an album right before COVID hit. I mean,
Oh, yeah, not knowing it was
they
coming.
could not tour
Yeah.
on it, and they just lost all that money, and now they're sitting there going, "Well, I guess we'll write more music."
Yep.
It makes me wonder what bands are going to be able to survive too. I mean, you take that hit and you go that long without being able to bring in any true income. A lot of these bands went out there and got 9 to 5 jobs, and they got to think about being stable or finally getting back on the road and not knowing how much you're going to make.
I think the only bands that I think that'll survive are the bands that had a lot of capital and a lot of money saved, Metallica and stuff like that. I mean, they can take off for 3 years and probably be fine, but you know, smaller bands that play, you know, crowds of 1,000 people or something, that was their livelihood.
Right.
I don't see how, you know, I don't know if they're selling Arbonne or something or whatever they're doing, Avon or whatever, but I mean, most of them that I know have had to go out and do stuff, and they've already had a bunch of bands say they're not going to be able to come back.
GameStop stock. There you go.
Oh man, that went up.
GameStop. Yeah. They thought they were rich for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, for sure.
I just sold it when it got high.
I tried to get some of that AMC stock, man. As soon as they said that, I'm so glad that they wouldn't let me buy it because I would have took a bath on that one for sure.
Mhm.
Not if you bought it then sold it.
30 seconds.
But you know, it's just a crazy. We don't know what to expect from day to day. I mean, so it's interesting for sure.
You know, one thing I think about is all the bands that did the merch last year that went ahead and printed the dates on the back of their shirts.
Is there a guarantee? Probably not. I mean, I'm assuming they probably sold that stuff on their websites and stuff. And, you know, a lot of those guys are getting, you know, shirts for $2 or $3. So if they sell them for $10, they're still making some kind of profit.
I mean, there's some third world country right now that's got Motley Crue 20.
Well, I did find out that's where they send all the shirts that they make for like the Super Bowl and stuff that say Super Bowl winners. They send them overseas. Like, so there might be in Africa, like wearing like, you know, the Patriots shirts when they lose this weekend.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, I mean, it's an insurance write-off, so you might as well get rid of it somehow, you know?
Exactly.
I'd still buy one, that's for sure.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
It's like,
Did you say Patriots? I just caught that.
whatever.
Yeah, whichever. Tom Brady. There you go.
Whatever. Buccaneers, whatever. That sounded really bad. I did say the Patriots, didn't I? That's the same thing. I mean, half the team's over there.
It's crazy, man. Make that jump and still being able to go all the way to the Super Bowl, though.
He's a superhuman. I don't care what anybody says. He's 43, and I've seen 43-year-old dudes, and you know that's played football and they can't walk, and that dude's superhuman. But he eats like lettuce every day, all day. So like, sorry, I'm not doing that. I got to eat a burger every once in a while. Cake and burgers and all that stuff.
Right, got that rock and roll lifestyle, man. You know.
No, none of that. You got to be careful when you're on the road.
You know,
not many bathroom stops.
no, people don't realize how crazy it is being on the road. Everyone thinks it's just one big fun vacation. They don't realize you're in a bus, you know, van, whatever you're in. It's city to city, man. It ain't like you're on a tour as far as seeing the area.
Yeah, it's not fun. I always said it's like 30 minutes of the most amazing thing in the world, and 23 and a half hours of misery. So,
yeah, I mean, it's crazy some of the things you see backstage. Everyone thinks it's like the old days of parties and nonsense going on. Now, man, hey, does the venue have a shower? Anywhere I could wash my clothes? Is there catering today, or is it a buyout?
Walmart bathrooms where you brush your teeth.
So after this, what's next for you guys?
Well, I think we're right now we're actually looking into trying to book some summer shows, maybe starting in May or June. We're hoping everything's going to be ready to go by then. If it doesn't, we'll back up and punt. But I haven't spoke to Chad about this for sure, but my thought process is if things continue to go kind of the way they were in 2020, we're going to do an acoustic album and we're going to release it. So that's kind of on my plate to do the next thing. A band that I really enjoy called Demon Hunter just released a couple songs, and really like the direction they're kind of taking their other songs and kind of revamping them, making acoustic stuff and kind of more chilled out stuff. So that's on the horizon for sure. I don't think we'll go straight into like a fifth record or anything like that. We'll do that.
Now people
Sounds
want
good. Good to hear about it.
Oh, he didn't know about it.
now people
I'm
want
down.
people want to follow up. They want to check out this new track. They want to pre-order the album. Where do they go? What do they do?
The full song is on YouTube right now. I think that's the only place we have the full, the video in full running. We've got links all over our Facebook page, facebook.com/awakenofficial. It'll take you to our pre-order links. We are on Instagram at Awaken Band Official and Twitter at Awaken Band Music. We are not on Twitter very often. That's kind of new. We mainly Instagram, Facebook. We've got a big YouTube channel. That's where we post all our live acoustic stuff. But yeah, it's out there to pre-order. We've got, all the links that I just shared on the page yesterday. So should be able to find it.
You guys got a Twitch yet? You guys in the Twitch?
No, I hadn't got into that one.
I'm so bad with technology. I'm not, but I just everything comes out, and Twitch I know is the new thing for streaming and things like that, and just hadn't got into that. I guess we need to look into that.
What do you guys game at all? You guys video game players?
No, not anymore. My wife doesn't. My wife likes me to come to bed not at 3:00 in the morning.
The only reason I'm asking, I mean,
my kids they're nuts.
the only reason I'm asking, that's what that Twitch is, man. I mean, people are getting paid to play video games and talk to their fans these days.
I know my son watches people on YouTube play Minecraft. I'm like, he's like, yeah, Dad, these guys make millions of dollars doing this. I'm like, they're playing a video game. What? I would be bad though. I'd be like Mario Don. Oh, let me try again.
I laugh every single time my kid watches a video of someone playing a game. It's like, go and play that game yourself. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate your time. I love the music that you have so far. I can't wait to see what comes out next from you guys.
I appreciate it, man. You have a good one.
Thanks, man. Totally.
All right, guys. Take care of yourselves.
You too, dude.